Back in November, we told you about a gentleman, the very first patient, registered legal medical marijuana patient in Missouri, who was arrested, kidnapped, and thrown in a cage. A few days ago, KSHB 41 and from Kansas City reported that that gentleman has been set free. To a degree. As felony charges dropped for Missouri medical marijuana card holder. Felony possession charges against a Missouri man with a medical marijuana card have been dropped, according to attorneys. Jamie Wilson of Trenton, Missouri, was arrested in November for possessing marijuana after the state had legalized medical marijuana. Wilson had a medical marijuana card and possessed the legal amount for a medical user, according to his lawyers. It was the first time a Missouri medical marijuana card holder had been arrested for possessing the drug. So back in November, the article recalls, a Missouri State Highway Patrol trooper pulled Wilson over in Daviess County for cutting off a semi-truck. Wilson told the trooper he had marijuana and said he had a state-issued medical marijuana card. So you know when you get pulled over on the side of the road, right? And they wind your window down, license and registration. Oh, what are you doing here, sir? Where are you headed to? Where do you work? Is that marijuana that I smell in your car? I've got news for you guys. If you'd like to answer that, officer, you're more than welcome, but you are not required to. He chose to be honest, which is something that we're all taught is the best policy as children, but we soon find out as adults when dealing with authorities, sometimes it's not always the best policy, which is really unfortunate because deep inside, we all want to be truthful. So be mindful of what you say at a traffic stop. You can respectfully say, I'm sorry, officer, I don't want to discuss my day. Can you please tell me why you're pulling me over? And leave it at that. It's a shame. It's a shame that we have to tell each other these things. We should be able to be honest with the officer. After all, we aren't hurting anybody, so who cares if I have cannabis in my car? Wilson faced felony possession and child endangerment charges. You see, when they pulled him over, he had his grandson in the car, sitting in the back seat, happy, just being a little boy. But because his grandchild was with him, simply in the vicinity of the cannabis that he wasn't even smoking while he was driving, he just had it on him because a doctor and the state of Missouri told him that he was legally allowed to possess it. They charged him with child endangerment. Really not sure what danger the child is in other than the fear of being taken by CPS. We shouldn't let regulators into our families' lives. Wilson faced felony possession and child endangerment charges, which were dropped. However, he still faces misdemeanor charges of driving without insurance, cutting in an overtaken vehicle, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Oops! Somebody dropped the ball and forgot to include paraphernalia in the bill. I can't make this kind of stuff up. This is for real. I highly doubt that Mr. Wilson will get any sort of jail time for the paraphernalia, but he'll likely be fined, possibly put on probation. Either way, he is losing his possessions in the form of money or his freedoms, as he will have to report to a probation officer or be on the line for some sort of ridiculous jail sentence if he, for some reason, I don't know, gets caught with paraphernalia again, maybe by an officer who's upset that he got off of this charge. We've all been there before, folks. So, like I said, this is great news that this Missouri gentleman, this Missouri patient, this non-violent human being was able to avoid felony possession and child endangerment charges. But hasn't the damage already been done? He was abducted at gunpoint from the side of the road just for having organic plant material in his possession. This is simply unacceptable. We should not have to spend taxpayer dollars, time, and resources and go back in and fix the fact that paraphernalia is still legal. But laws are supposed to exist to keep people safe. And telling somebody that they can't have something in their possession, simple paraphernalia in their hand. While things are starting to change, it's very important that we continue to be loud and open about what we think and the injustices that we see, and that we continue to be honest in our speech. You guys, it's not an arrest, it's a kidnapping. It's not a raid, it's an unauthorized entry, and I continue and will continue to encourage you all to use this verbiage in 2020 moving forward.